have the pleasure of talking with one of the inspiring leaders working in the financial services industry, Marina Zevedeou, the CEO of Aspen Trust Group. With over 2 decades of experience, Marina has built a reputation for strategic foresight, transparency, and a hands-on approach to leadership. Her dedication to sustainability, innovation, and client-centric approach has set new benchmarks in the industry. As a champion of diversity and empowerment, she continues to make a significant impact both within her organization and beyond. Let's dive into this conversation and get to know more about her journey and insights. Welcome, Marina.
Thank you so much for inviting me. It's a pleasure to meet you and be here with you. Okay.
Okay. So, Marina, welcome to the show. So, we'll start with the first question. So, if you could just introduce yourself and give us a brief overview of your background and professional experience.
Thank you. So I'm the CEO of the Aspen Trust Group. I basically oversee the growth and the marketing strategy of the group, as well as the external communication with the rest of the world. I make sure that the resources of the group are utilized efficiently, and also that we stay relevant and profitable in business. I'm a qualified chartered accountant from the Institute of Chartered Accountants of England and Wales, and I've worked in quite a few countries before I settled down in Cyprus to set up the Aspen Trust Group. I'm the president of the Women's India Chamber of Commerce, and I'm the Cyprus chair of the global trade wing of the G100. And I'm also the treasurer of the International Chamber of Commerce, the Women's Network, for a couple of years now. As you can see from my memberships, I'm involved a lot into assisting women in their journey to the business life.
That's excellent and quite a multidisciplinary role that you've got. So, what are some of the core values that guide your leadership style? Because definitely you shoulder so many roles and responsibilities.
Yeah, I mean, when you're trained as a qualified chartered accountant, you are trained to hold very high the value of integrity, the value of adaptability, the value of consistency, never giving up, and making sure that you're resilient and always correct. But when you combine that with the values of the mother, because I also hold the role of a mother and also the owner of the Aspen Trust Group, then you do put those values in practice as well. So my employees or the people that are near me, they say that I am quite empathetic. I always listen, and I always, pick people up to make sure that they develop. Development is very important for me. So the value of assisting, collaboration, resilience, empathy, and listening are very, very important to me. That's where it comes, my passion of assisting women in their journey, because when I qualified and when I was trained, we didn't have this soft approach in our journey, and it was very difficult for us because no matter how much you want to become a man, you honestly don't want to. You just want to be yourself, and through yourself to brush up and also utilize the more sort of male oriented values.
That's amazing, and that's well said right there. So, working in the financial industries, which is completely technical and very challenging, how do you sort of stay ahead of industry trends and ensure that your company remains innovative?
Yeah, I mean, we have a motto that we have to stay tuned to stay relevant in our organization. And by staying tuned, I make sure that myself and also that my employees and my network are tuned in. Any network, whether it's LinkedIn, whether it's membership through organizations, whether it's, making sure they're updated through following pages that create the new trends in the industry. So the social media is a very integral part of who we are. And no matter how I kind of complain how much time I spend on screen, I get a lot of benefits from these valuable sites that I'm following. Also, I mean, I'm very interested into how politics and how the geopolitics are affecting economies, and for this reason, I'm quite affiliated with a lot of the embassies in Cyprus, and I spend a lot of time with them to see where the trends of their countries are going, the commercial attaches, and what their agenda is. So we always have ideas and an insight of where things are going well before sometimes they come out in the market. For example, in India, because we're very connected with our ambassador there and we have a new consulate, we kind of know what things are going to be driven for the next few years, and that is a beautiful advantage for us. But we're very, very interested in this. You have to be interested, you have to follow, and you have to be persistent in understanding where the markets are going, and this comes from my personal interest, actually.
That's awesome. So, can you highlight some of the milestones and achievements that you've had in your career? Because you have a long career spanning over 20 plus years, right? So, yeah, what are
Yes.
some of the achievements that you think that make you most proud about?
at, at the time that I became a qualified chartered accountant, I think the qualified chartered accountant women at the UK were like 2-3%. So that was a very big milestone for me. It was a big achievement, and also because I was respected and well received by my colleagues, my peers, and my managers and partners. That was a very beautiful boost of my confidence with what lied ahead. And after that, I think the biggest milestone was the purchase of my group, the Aspen Trust Group, in 2019. Basically, we set it up with my ex-partner, but as it so happened, we separated, and I managed to buy it out and claim its success from 2019 onwards as my own success, because I was a COO for so many years, so I knew how the clients were serviced, but I was not up there in terms of marketing, in terms of new strategies, in terms of innovation. And I suddenly found myself responsible for all that, and I craft my own way in doing them in a way that is comfortable to me, and it has proven to be very successful for the group. Also, a big milestone was my appointment as the president of the Women's India Chamber of Commerce in Cyprus, because this gives me the opportunity to liaise with so many remarkable women all over the world and assist them in their journey, whether this is by forwarding or suggesting new legislation, or even assisting them with their ventures. So it's important.
That's well said. And also, congratulations on the many achievements that you've had
Oh,
so far.
thank you. Thank you. Actually, one of the prizes that I hold very close to my heart is the mentor prize, because I do feel that, I never meet anyone without saying the extra thing. I'm present, and mentoring is a big part of me. So being a mentor, again, it also comes from the non-existence of so many role models and mentors at the time I was, building my own career. And I mean, I had my mentors, but not mentors, female mentors that had it kind of all. I mean, we never have it all, but you understand what I mean.
Yes, yes. So you've had a long career, right? How we've mentioned previously, and you are multifaceted. You play many roles, and you have definitely tasted success in all of your roles. So, what do you think are some of the personal qualities or habits that you believe have contributed most to your success as a woman leader, entrepreneur?
Yeah, I never give up, and I never give up when I am clear at what I need to do. So I make sure that I am clear, and that is amazing for business, because unless you're clear on where you want to go and what you want to do, you just sit and don't do nothing, because sometimes people who hover around, they don't succeed. They open up too many avenues, and then they don't finish or succeed in any. So the quality of knowing, making sure that I know where to go, having a clear insight was very important. The resilience and the not giving up was very, very important. But also the attribute of leading by example. I honestly don't wait for anyone doing my job, and I can do um, and I can actually do the work of everybody if there's nobody there. And I'm not saying it in the literal sense, but with that sense in mind, I'm quite resilient and adaptable, and people see me as their pillar, as their rock, and that is not only in my company but in my family, in my circle of friends. Now, if you are the rock, you don't have the luxury to be very very vulnerable and sensitive, and that can be a little bit taxing for me. But I do have few but very close friends that I can release and be vulnerable whenever I need to. But all these qualities were very very important for building the company, and also the fact that I encourage people to talk, and through communication and through understanding what drives them, and that's not only for employees but also for clients, for associates, we actually manage to break through a lot of their barriers. And again, that comes from my personal interest in people. And I always say that to people, my clients, my associates, my employees. I always say, we're not here to stay here and make money. We're here to enjoy and develop, to earn our living, but go home and enjoy it with our families. So with that in mind, everyone understands that we're not here to take advantage or not assist people to develop, or not ensure that the client's structures are actually successful. And if they're not, we will tell them that it's about time that you need to get out of the structures because they're not giving to you. So the added value, it is part of what I enjoy.
That's wonderful. I think you are, in short, a powerhouse, both in your personal and professional life.
Thank you very
So,
much.
you talked about clarity. You talked about having this clear plan so that you can navigate your path and pave it, right? So, what is your vision for the upcoming times? Say, how do you envision yourself in the 5 to 10 years from now on?
So, there's new markets opening up in the world, and in Cyprus at the moment, the big buzzword, but also the market that interests me a lot is the filming market, because from a personal level, I very much enjoy watching films, and having all these people in our little island filming, and contributing to the society. It's a wonderful thing. Plus, as being part of that project, it's very very exciting. So I do envision Aspen to be much more involved into the filming industry, and having a bigger share of the market than what we have at the moment. And also I do see ourselves as a company that will be assisting in this international structuring in a very efficient and sustainable, and in a way that people would come to pick on our brains for our new ideas and our new innovative way of actually servicing the clients. We keep reinventing ourselves in our industry, and the most important thing is to stay open at what the clients want and what the market dictates. So as a projection for 5 years, I very much would like ourselves to be as profitable as we are, and even more, but also assist more clients into finding their path in the world to success.
That sounds very ambitious, and also all the best for
Thank
achieving new
you.
heights. Yes, so this brings me to the last question. So previously, Marina, we talked about mentorship and how you love to guide women, right? So you're quite an advocate for women empowerment. So if you would like to give them a piece of advice in terms of to aspiring business women leaders and entrepreneurs, what it would be?
So I always tell young people, you need to find what you love and go and study it. So you need to invest a lot in knowledge. I am not one of those people who would say, make your millions through the internet or through the social media or this the new Gen Z sort of way of working and looking at things finds me a little bit distant, because I grew up in a different era, without criticizing it. So I always say, invest in knowledge, invest in knowledge, invest in knowledge, and also invest in networking. Show up, go to conferences, get those internships, make sure that your mind opens by meeting people who are so much more clever than you. They have so much more experience than you. They are more open-minded than you, and you would know, and you being the other person I'm mentoring, you would know when you meet someone that they can give you. You need to approach his relationship with, I can give but also take, and it is important for them to be in these networks that they can take, and they can take a lot, and then to spread their wings, and they should always stay tuned, stay relevant, stay passionate at what they want. Don't be scared to change. And one of the most important things is find a mentor who will uplift you, who you can just pick up the phone and say, hey, Marina, I have this idea, what do you think? I personally had one too many politicians, business women, people quite high up calling me and saying, hey, Marina, what do you think about that? And I felt very humbled to give them my opinion. But it's always about listening a different opinion. So I would, the suggestion I would give them is to find a good mentor, and keep focused on what they want to do. And the road to success, or their road, is always under construction. So they should never compare themselves with other people, or trying to find the success and that's it. No, that doesn't exist. Balance doesn't exist. This is life. Life is messy and wonderful, and as long as you have people next to you that can assist you, you can always find the next step that you can move on and be happy and successful in the process.
Those are definitely some pearls of wisdom right there, and I think you are very, very true that knowledge is definitely power, and networking is definitely key to success. So yeah, I think those are key takeaways that we can take from this conversation that we have had. So Marina,
Thank
this
you.
does bring us to the end of the interview, but I just want to thank you for your time and effort for this interview. It has been an exciting and insightful conversation with you, and I want to wish you all the best for your future ahead.
Thank you so much for having me. It was a beautiful way to get to know you more. And thanks once again. Bye.
Oh, it's been an absolute honor, and I wish you all the best. And I hope you have a great remaining day as well.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I wish you all the best as well. Bye.
Yes, thank you. Thank you so much. Bye. Take care.
Bye. Thank you.